From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, March 4th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.52 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,323 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $11,105. Antiwar.com reports a U.S. war in North Korea would be bloody, with tens of thousands of U.S. soldiers and millions of civilians on the Korean peninsula being killed. A recent U.S. exercise projected brutality beyond the experience of any living soldier, according to Army General Chief Mark Milley. However, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina tried to sum up in 2 words: worth it. The notoriously bellicose senator insisted that the disastrous number of deaths would definitely be worth it to the U.S. government as a boost in long-term stability, at least more stability for the survivors. North Korea has always had a retaliatory capability to wipe out much of South Korea, and the development of nuclear weapons only risk making the consequences of a U.S. attack on North Korea that much greater and more calamitous. Graham's position on the deaths of literal millions isn't necessarily shared broadly among U.S. politicians, though President Donald Trump has long favored a narrative suggesting that he is on the verge of launching such an attack, and that has necessarily kept Graham's hopes up. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the West Virginia teacher strike will continue on Monday after the state Senate on Saturday decreased a proposed teacher raise from 5% to 4%. West Virginia Education Association President Del Lee said the vote broke the agreement promised by the governor and passed by the House. Lee said, "At this point, all 3 organizations announced we are out indefinitely. We do not accept the 4%. The state Senate still has the opportunity to do the right thing on the floor, but until the bill passes this out at 5%, we are out indefinitely." Governor Jim Justice on Tuesday had announced the teachers' strike, which kept out 300,000 students out of classrooms, but had come to an end after 4 days when the state agreed to give teachers a 5% raise of $2,020. The tentative deal struck by Justice and labor unions represented about 20,000 teachers and 13,000 school service employees. A statement posted on Facebook by the West Virginia Education Association said, "Senate breaks agreement, no school on Monday." The statement called for teachers to return to the Capitol on Monday and said all public schools in West Virginia will be closed again on Monday and remain closed until the state Senate honors the agreement that was made. Are you looking for a cryptocurrency that has a focus on users and usability? Then look into Zencash. Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io. Reuters reports some 1.8 million customers remained without power throughout the eastern United States on Saturday, and communities of the New England coast faced more flooding a day after a powerful storm snapped trees, downed wires, and killed at least 7 people. The remnants of the storm, known as a nor'easter, continued to buffet the northeastern United States with wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour, even as it moved hundreds of miles out to sea, hampering efforts to restore power. The governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker, declared a state of emergency on Saturday afternoon, following similar announcements by the governors of Virginia and Maryland on Friday. The moves gives those states access to federal resources. Baker said the National Guard was deployed to numerous municipalities throughout eastern Massachusetts to help with rescue and evacuation efforts. Amtrak said trains were running with delays between Washington and New York along Amtrak's northeastern corridor after service was suspended for several hours earlier on Saturday due to power outages. The storm carried hurricane-force winds in excess of 90 miles per hour, sending seawater churning into the streets of Boston and nearby shore towns, the second time the area has been hit by flooding this year. According to local media and police, falling trees killed 7 people in Connecticut, Maryland, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Virginia. The storm also snarled transportation from the mid-Atlantic into New England, with hundreds of flights canceled into and out of New York and Boston since Friday. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.